Today I'll be speaking on the topic overcoming the jurisdictional issues in cyberspace. Firstly, we have to understand that law is an entity that is restricted by jurisdiction. Here, jurisdiction can mean any territory within which a court can properly exercise its power to adjudicate cases and to issue orders. Now, before we move ahead, let's consider an hypothetical situation wherein a person from some other country hosts a pornographic website through Indian web service provider in India. Now, according to Section 67 of Information Technology Act, this is clearly a punishable offense. But we would not be able to punish this person because he is not within the jurisdiction of India. Now, you all might be thinking that does she even know what is extraterritorial jurisdiction? So yes, let's bring in that concept into our example. Section 75 of Information Technology Act clearly states that even if person is committing crime from outside India, but if while committing the crime he has used computer networks, computer systems located in India, then he would be liable as per this act. And this is where the main issue arises. To understand that, first let's see what cyberspace actually means. Cyberspace is basically a space which is created by network of computers. And thus, it's not a physical but a virtual space. It does not understand any territory and has no borders. And that is why the jurisdiction incompatibility between law and cyberspace is created. Because to be able to punish a person, he needs to be physically present in India, which is not the case in such cases. Also, we do not have any laws to regulate virtual identity, right? Then what are the solutions for the same? The first basic solution is mutual legal assistance, wherein a country seeks assistance from another country for the purpose of investigation. Now, this in reality may throw a lot of problems because where cybercrime demands speedy investigation, this process of acceptance, rejection may take a lot of time. Although Article 25 of Budapest Convention comes to rescue in this case, as it allows states to use expedited means of communications in urgent circumstances, there is a lot of scope for the development of effective mechanisms or instruments that can facilitate cross-border evidence gathering. Not only this, but inadequate regulation of cybersecurity or the laws related to information technology is also one of the issues that some states are facing. Like in India, state police departments are not having adequate capacity to register and investigate the cybercrime. Thus, it is need of an hour to establish specialized cyber courts which would facilitate speedy trials and convictions. After this, one of the most important international judicial cooperation is extradition, wherein a country surrenders a criminal or a suspected person to another country who is demanding it for the purpose of criminal proceedings. Now, this also has certain limitations as principle of dual criminality has to be fulfilled. So far, we have one particular convention for the same, that is again Budapest Convention. Thus, I am of the opinion that India should think positively for the ratification of this convention. Hence, there has to be collective international as well as national efforts to enhance international cooperation against cybercrime. Now, you may think that the solutions I have put forth are not the ones which we as public can implement. Then what can we do? So have you heard about Red Corner Notice? It's basically a worldwide notice which is issued to seek arrest of wanted criminals. This organization works at international level, making it easier for all the nations to fight against cybercrime. Similarly, various companies can opt to have global digital database, wherein data related to cyber issues, cybersecurity techniques would be consolidated from different sources with the ultimate goal of meeting global information needs. By not having isolated profit-making motive, companies would be able to move beyond jurisdictional limits and overcome their weakness by strengthening cybersecurity globally. Furthermore, recently, Indian government warned millions of Google Chrome users of the vulnerabilities present in the browser. Ministry of Information Technology's Indian Computer Emergency Response Team recently issued an advisory that recommended people updating the Chrome browser to avoid getting victimized by these cyber attacks, because these vulnerabilities could have allowed hackers to directly get access to the user's system. So, as the saying goes, prevention is always better than cure. Efforts shall be undertaken to spread the awareness about cybersecurity risks, cybercrime to each and everyone. We must understand that the biggest weakness is inadequate regulation of cybersecurity. It is very specialized dual use knowledge that can be put to good as well as bad use like any medicine. Thus, the profession of cybersecurity needs to be regulated. And hence, I would like to conclude here by saying that strengthening international and national communication between governments and making law enforcement more effective would surely help. But it would be even better if we improvise private sector by increasing the awareness about cybercrime risks. Thank you so much.